This is our life for the next 20 years.
When you are building a custom home, there's no like preset yard that comes in. Every decision, big or small, you have to pick it out. And we made some big decisions like this. Should we put a putting green in or not? Look how good I am at putting. Or the decking, what type of color and what type of material are you going to do? And tree decisions are big decisions. I don't care who you are. It's not as easy as saying, put an olive tree here. It's a big decision to even pick out which one to put in this beautiful spot. And some of the things that take you the longest are the little things like this river rock size and color. This hole in the concrete right here, I'm actually really excited about this. This is a bush. There is a drip line inside of here. We're gonna put a link to as many things as we can down in the description in case you're interested in either just learning more about the products or purchasing it yourself or talking to the experts for all this stuff. So whether you're watching this just to be entertained and to see what things we did, or if you are building a house or thinking of building a house and you want some ideas, either way, I'm happy that you're here and let's get into it. Number one, we have to start with this gate. You've seen some of our videos where we put a ton of planning into this, and this is an upgrade from our last house. We had glass windows on our front door and it looked right into the living room, and people could just walk right up to the door to ring the doorbell, solicitors, whoever, and they could see us sitting on the couch 10 feet away. There's no hiding from them. When you come to our home, this is the front door. This is where you ring the doorbell and where we come out to get you. It's pretty safe, it's pretty secure. I think it looks beautiful. You could consider it front door number one. Come on inside because I'm gonna show you the second thing on the list. That is just amazing and beautiful.
From the very beginning of our planning stages, the courtyard was the most important thing for me. In our previous home, we designed a U-shaped home with the pool in the backyard. Here we flipped everything, so everything looks into the courtyard, the kitchen, the living room, the piano room, and it gives you a sense of peace and an outdoor space like no other. It turned out far better than I even expected, and I had really high expectations. And what I love is because I'm not a big fan of the sun, and we have shade, like in the morning, the perfect amount of shade right here. It's so peaceful and it just feels like a special place. I'm so happy with the space.
This stone on the wall back here was not planned, but this was planned. And also this stone right here was planned. We had a different one in mind that we were going to do. I'm really happy that we chose this one because it kind of brings in a bit of an Italian feel.
The water element was a top priority. The water doesn't go up very high, but when it comes down, it trickles down and makes a really soothing sound. And I also love just the texture on the sides where it's like this ribbing detail and it really feels stone organic-like. And I love the circular shape because it matches a huge chandelier that we have in the piano room. We got this one from fountains.com. It took me forever to pick one out because there's so many different styles you could do, but this one, I think we nailed it.
We have olive trees all throughout the yard. This one is the biggest, it's thick. It expands out a little bit. This is our second biggest olive tree right here. And this isn't something that we could even get in town. We had to go to Las Vegas to pick these two out to make sure they're the perfect trees. This I would say is our medium-sized one that's over here on the front. So a lot of you are gonna be like, it's already almost to the top. We can trim it so it grows a little wider, but doesn't necessarily go all the way out the top. That's the nice thing about olive trees. You can prune them. We even have some actual olives on some of our trees already, which is kind of crazy. You guys enjoying this courtyard?
This is the first time we're actually sitting in here because these were just delivered yesterday and it is so peaceful. I'm outside, but yet the sun's not on me. It's perfect. I love it.
Hey, you can be on camera too. There you go, there's your moment. We have two different types of rock that we chose for this house. This little tiny pea gravel. We had to drive around the neighborhood and look at all the different neighbors and find the color that we liked. And then you have to choose the size. Is it ½ an inch? Is it quarter of an inch? Is it 2 inch? Watching this rock be installed is one of my favorite parts of the build process. You can tell this is not their first time doing landscaping and pouring this rock. They had it down to a science. They went through dump truck after dump truck of this gravel to put it here. I was really excited when I saw the dump truck bringing a giant load of these rocks because I wanted to get close and watch them come out. Turns out I may have some permanent hearing damage from being so close and hearing them come out. That was way more rocks than I thought there was gonna come out of that. But it's important not to just get the cheapest rocks you can find at the quarry, but to actually get rocks that blend in with the entire yard. And so I'm really happy with these. If I would have walked in and looked at this, I don't know that I would have bought it, but now that it's all here inside of the yard, I think it looks gorgeous. This is what I have to give a lot of credit to Leslie. She chooses these things that I don't even think about, and I'm like, really, a fireplace outside? but it turned out so good. We have this that we ordered from a local company called Custom Fireplace. Right now we're installing it. We just brought it back here. We don't have grass yet set up. We set it on the ground. Now the question is, how do we center this thing? The pavers go all the way across there, and if we center it off the pavers, it's gonna be based off of this little spot right there. But we decided to center it off of this door right there. So you walk out, the center of the fireplace is right there, and then maybe we'll do some furniture on both sides of this. So we have a gas line stubbed into this right there. Look at that, we got flames. It does work. Step 2, put in a bunch of bags of coal. It's not coal, but all of that. All right, let's see what it looks like with the rocks. Ooh, that's nice. And now we're gonna cut back to what it looks like in the future, which I'm sure it's gonna look really good with the grass and the furniture and everything out here. As you're sitting here, especially at nighttime, it's gorgeous. You're sitting here enjoying the view and maybe having some food or some drinks right here, and you have this fireplace. This is the same company that put the fireplaces inside of our home. We'll show you the inside fireplace when we do the master bedroom tour. There are 2 things right now that you don't see in our yard that I'm really happy about and that we learned from our last house. First of all, you don't see a swimming pool. Why would that be a positive that you don't see a swimming pool? Well, we have a community swimming pool that is amazing. We already pay the HOA fee. Nobody's ever at that pool. It's indoor, it's outdoor. Why would we put one in here and spend all that money on upkeep? No diss on people that have pools. Pools are amazing. It's just not for us since we don't use the one here as often. The other thing that you don't see is you don't see real grass. We have turf. I know, you're probably thinking this is real because most of the turf that you see is really, really thin in people's yard, but turf these days has become super, super advanced. We used a local company called Avid Turf. They have this product that is 100% non-toxic, has a really good warranty. It is pet friendly. It feels as close to real grass as you can get, and in some ways even better because it's not muddy, you don't have bugs. Throwback to things that we hated at our last house. And one of it was the grass. Look, I think it's okay to make mistakes in life. It really is. But if you don't learn from your mistakes and change your ways, that's not okay. We learned. We are not doing regular grass. Plus, we live in the desert and it's not very good to the environment. For us to have real grass and be watering it all the time. In fact, our city right now, if somebody lives here in southern Utah, we have an incentive from the city for every square foot of actual grass or sod that you cut out of your backyard, real grass, and get rid of it and replace it with turf, they will actually pay you. And then you can spend a little extra money and do what we did. Lincoln loves to golf. We have to get a putting green. I got to design it. We've got this upper tier right here, and then we have this medium-sized tier with a cup there, and then it drops down to this lower level with 2 cups right here. This is also a chipping mat. It's the same turf that's on the putting green. Watching the process of them installing it was super cool. They brought in some dirt that they compacted really, really hard and made it very flat so that weeds don't come up through it, and it makes it so the turf is really, really balanced. Then we put in this metal all the way around that's a separation between where the turf is gonna go and where the rocks go. They carry in these giant rolls of turf, they put it down, they roll it out, they cut it perfectly for the spot, and then these dudes work hard. They are taking these big old metal things with their knees and jamming it into the turf and then nailing it down and getting it all in, even so much so that when they come to the corner, sometimes they're even using scissors and just like cutting, getting it perfectly lined up. And then after that, they do take some sand and they put sand down in it. It keeps it weighted, but it also keeps it clean and keeps the weeds from coming out. I love the divider right here, how clean it is. And then we have these 2x2 pavers. Look, I know our yard is not ginormous like the last house, but we probably have more artificial turf here than we had sod in our backyard at the last house. Turf is not the old school way that you are used to. When you think of fake grass, it is the perfect green, lush, long grass that is non-toxic, that can stay in your yard for a long time, low maintenance. I don't ever have to mow the lawn, and it's always the perfect height, which for a dad, I know it takes some of the excitement out of cutting the grass and making the perfect lines, but also it gives some time back to be able to do some other things. Now we just need Lincoln to come home from his church mission so that I can school him on the putting green. Another thing that I like about this house that we've showed you the process of installing it are the pavers. We have the same type of gray pavers in 4 different areas around our home. This is obviously the courtyard. We have them on the driveway, which the process of that was really cool to watch installed. And an area that we haven't even shown you yet, the little master patio suite that we'll get to later. We put pavers out here also with a little step up going to the sauna. And how about 2x2 pavers that are the same exact color as the other ones? more pavers. And then we have the pavers in the backyard and this little patio area. And it's really nice from a landscape architecture design side of things when you can have similar or the same elements, but have them spread out throughout your entire yard. And it's a small thing, but we did that with these pavers and they turned out really, really nice and tie everything together. We created a landscape plan with this landscaper probably 6 months ago and gave a general idea of what we were looking for. But then we're just kind of letting the landscape designer, the architect, just go in. Other than the olive trees, which we did pick out, he is going through and handpicking where all the bushes go, where the trees go, what type of bushes make sense for where we live right here, where should we put the boulders. We have hills that have come up right here. They dug up the dirt and made it a little taller right there than right there. They brought in these giant boulders, like we already had all these boulders right here, but all of these ones were brought in, those ones up there. There's different bushes, there's giant trees, there's this Dr. Seuss looking plant right there, another Dr. Seuss looking plant right there. Just looking good. And we put in lights and they put in drainage. Right now we are doing one of my favorite things in the house. We have drainage that comes from the roof and from all the landscaping and goes out to the street. But in our last house, we had the drain come up right before the curb and it would just fill up with nasty water in there. We are going to drill a hole through the concrete so that the water goes directly out to the curb, so there's never just water being stagnant inside of this hole. These guys have this drill that has a hose connected to it with water. And so the water is being sprayed and it's doing a perfectly cylinder, basically like boring tunnel like Elon Musk stuff. Look at that, I see water. We are close. Oh baby, let's go. Yeah, woo-hoo-hoo. Let's see what we got in there. How thick was that piece? We watched like the whole thing. That was it, a little tiny piece.
One of the things that we are not good at is covering our patio furniture. And so we've had this patio furniture for 5 years. And when we were doing the house, I was like, we really need new patio furniture, but I don't want to invest in it right now. And so instead, for right now, I decided to do a 10 by 14 rug from Alice Lane that I love. It's the same as our Courtyard one. And then we got this new coffee table and it just grounds the space and feels so much nicer than when we just had the patio furniture out here. We still need to go do end tables and maybe in a year or two, we'll do some furniture, but we have to commit to actually covering it.
And one of the things that Leslie's really good at too is saving money and not spending money on things you don't need to spend money on. I would say that I'm more of the big spender than she is in this home, but when she does buy things, she buys nice things.
That lasts a super long time.
Yeah, so it's not like she doesn't ever spend money, but she's very, very particular. This furniture maybe isn't the perfect fit for this space right here. It's not. Like, we should probably get a new couch and some new chairs. I mean, this one over here is actually kind of ripped on the backside right now. So at some point, we're gonna get something new right there. But for now, let's use what we have, let it work. I appreciate that about Leslie. And then we can spend the money on some areas and things that we've never had before. Like this little deck is one of my favorite little things. And on top of the Trex decking, we just got this in yesterday from Alice Lane also. We got this concrete table and these chairs that are, you see them and they look like they're like bamboo or something. They're actually quite heavy. The wind is not going to mess with those chairs.
And they're really sculptural, like it's a different kind of design, which I loved, and I love the texture on here. And they're not flimsy, they're not gonna be moving anywhere. And I look out the kitchen window to do dishes right here, and it just feels really pretty. I'm gonna get some accessories or do something pretty on top, but it's just a happy place. And eventually, Dan's gonna learn how to grill, and then we're gonna eat out here. That's the plan.
I mean, you just put the meat on the grill, right?
I don't know, I've never done it before.
This is part of our yard that we really put a lot of thought into because it gets so hot here, up to 115 degrees, and this decking is not wood. It's actually 95% recycled composite material. And Trex doesn't only just make these wood panels right here, but they also make this barbecue grill that we put here. We could have made this really, really big, really, really small, changed up the drawers. It's adjustable. This is the size, this is what we chose. The actual cabinet is from Trex Decking. Then we went to our local appliance store and picked out the grill that we wanted and also the countertop. I remember when I grew up and we had wood decking and we'd have to sand the thing and paint it. There would be little chips, you'd get slivers from it. It was not that convenient or that comfortable. But with this Trex decking, This holds up better to weather. The maintenance is super low. You can spray this thing off because it's recycled composite material. It just sprays right off and stays very clean. Unlike wood and other PVC options, Trex composite decking resists mold and scratching. And don't be fooled, this is not like no maintenance material. You still have to take care of it, but really you just get some soap and water and you wash it down. You don't have to do the striping, you don't have to do the sanding. It shouldn't be cracking. It's going to be durable for a long time and low maintenance. If I'm over here grilling and barbecuing stuff and I drop the big metal flipper thing or like a knife, unlike wood and other PVC products that might get really scratched or dented, this stuff is strong. This thing is concrete. Like, we're just standing on top of it. This is concrete. It is so heavy. The people that brought this in here, I couldn't believe how heavy it is. And some people might be like, why do you have a plastic type material outside of your yard? Like, that doesn't sound very sustainable. Is that good for the environment? Not one tree has been cut down to make Trex decking. And every single year, they recycle over 1 billion pounds of material to make their decking. 1 billion pounds a year that's not going inside of the landfill. Instead, it's getting made into this beautiful product that can be durable and useful. And we don't have to cut down more trees because hopefully the life cycle of this will last longer than what a wood deck would be. Full disclosure, Leslie was the one that picked out the color and the type of Trex decking that we chose. What were you thinking and what did you choose?
I chose the Transcend Lineage line. What I liked about it is it has this heat mitigating technology that makes it not as hot as other things, and we live in the desert, so it's super hot. And I always get really nervous about the coloring, so they sent samples. I looked at them. I wanted something really neutral, so we selected the caramel color, which when they came and brought it and installed it, I'm like, it's perfect. It matches the furniture. We chose the champagne for the outdoor kitchen, and it just matches beautifully up against the stucco. And the caramel coloring of the decking that we did went really well with the champagne for the outdoor kitchen, and we chose dark counters to kind of go with the metal around the house as well.
The installation of this Trex decking was actually really fun to watch. We are starting to get them put in. How come you don't see any screws on the top? Well, this is it. This is the magical piece. It kind of fits in there like a little clamp, like a little Lego. You take this and slide it underneath one of them, and then you put the other one on top of it. And if you look in these cracks right here, you can kind of see the top portion of it. Slides it in there, screws it into that part. And as you go along, you start on this side and you go all the way down. And then by the time you get to the end, they are all secure and safe into there. I'm a low maintenance kind of guy. We have artificial turf. I don't want real wood back here. I want it to be low maintenance, easy to take care of, durable. I don't want to have to replace this deck. And so the Trex decking does a really good job with that. But we didn't just do it right here by the barbecue grill. We also did Trex decking in a separate area of the home. This is the smallest part of our yard, and it is my absolute favorite. I'm sorry to the courtyard. I do love the courtyard, but this has quickly become my favorite. We did put some Trex decking out here, which makes a lot of sense because we have this nice swing right here, like an adult swing. It's called an adult swing. What do we call this thing?
It's a Polywood Daybed.
Polywood Daybed. We'll talk about this stuff in a later video, but we do have a cold plunge right here and a sauna. This is my little health retreat back here. And when you get out of a cold plunge, you're very wet. We also have this metal stool so I can like get up and climb up into here. And sometimes I like slide this guy around and I don't have to worry about it scratching the deck as much because this stuff is so strong. Trex did give us a discount on our Trex decking, but whether you're doing a huge project of decking or even just a small area like this, I'll put a link in the description like I will to a lot of the products in this and you can check it out. You know, it's funny when you're building the home and you pick out different things inside of the house and you don't really think through what it's gonna take to build the different items. We wanted to make it beautiful and fit in this area outside the primary bedroom, the master bedroom. And so we built these 2 columns. Then we decided, hey, let's put stone on here. And then in order to build the columns, you also had to put the concrete in the ground. And then we're like, well, why don't we put a big metal structure up top? In the end, I'm really happy with this. And it turned out way bigger and better than I thought. But it all started with just saying, you know what? We should get this little swing in this area and it'll be nice. So this is our big swing setup. It definitely was more work than we originally thought of when we built the entire thing. And it probably cost a little bit more money than we planned on for everything involved. But we did it the best possible way you could do it. all this so that we have a swing. And honestly, it's been very, very nice. When I get out of here, I'm standing here in the sun and I'm freezing and I've got the goosebumps and then I dry off a little bit. It is really nice to just go, okay. Oh, it was really cold. It was really hot in the sauna. And then I just sit here and think, is it natural for humans to get inside of a cold plunge? Is it natural to be at 38 degrees and then go to 165 inside of a sauna? Is it natural to be out here in the sunlight and have all the bugs everywhere? Those are the questions that I ask myself, and I do it on this. And you don't feel as bad laying in your bed, your actual bed in the daytime. You just come lay out here.
You may recall one of the worst things about our last home is that we did not plan drip lines in our planter boxes. And so every single day for 4 years, every single day, I would come out and water them because we needed it to stay alive. And I was so proud and I was so happy when we sold the house that I was like, I don't ever have to do that again. So we planned for drip lines. I don't have to water them. They look healthy and happy. And I look outside and I go, one less thing for me to do for the day.
You guys may not know this, but we filmed a video, 10 things I hate about this dream home. And we published that video about our last house, and it's one of the only videos that I've ever deleted from the internet. While we loved that last house, all the things that we were mad about were kind of smaller things, but when you put them all together, people were like, you are so entitled, I can't believe you complain about those things. Like, I had so many disclaimers about how we love the home. We have covered 2 of the items of things from the last house that we hated about that last house or didn't like. And one of them was the turf, and then the other one was this drip line. These are pavers right here. We had to plan out the spots for the drip lines to go under there, run the drip line to those spots before we put down the pavers. And once you put the pavers, they brought these beautiful pots in and they ran the line up in it. These are lush and beautiful. We don't have to water them. Hope you enjoyed some of the things that we hated.
No, we weren't ideal, and we want to prevent other people from. No, we
watering plants. I hate it. Okay, well, when you don't have to.
I actually love coming out here. If I had to water a plant out here because it's in the shade, it wouldn't be as bad. But I'm glad I don't have to.
I hate it when real grass gets little bugs and turns yellow.
I just like
and gets like moldy and all that stuff. I hate that.
We don't use the word hate in our house since our kids were little. If they said the word hate, I'd be like, that's too strong. Let's use a different word. So
we really hate it when they say hate.
Stop.
So we've been filming this video over the last couple of days, and it is 110 degrees outside, and it's been 20 to 30 mile an hour winds during the day. So we've been getting up at 5 a.m.
We have.
And getting ready
every
for this.
day. So sorry for our puffy faces. We're just waking up here.
I've got my What's Inside water bottle, best water bottle in the world.
It actually is a really good one.
Link in the description. I love these things. I travel with it. I use it all the time. This is a nice way to start our morning inside this beautiful courtyard.
It's so peaceful and happy.
This is not a ginormous mega mansion yard. We had a very small lot here, but it's meant to be that way. Like, we are going to be in a few years just this, me and Leslie and a dog and our drinks. And so this house really fits in well because it's low maintenance. So when we say dream home, don't take that wrong when we say dream home in the title and be like, well, your last house was your dream home. This is the place that is so peaceful and nice for us, and everybody's dream can be different. I love this place inside and out of this home. And yeah.
It's a different stage of life too. Like, this is the dream for right now. As our kids are leaving, it's more comfortable, it's safe, secure, and it has a different feel to it that I personally really, really love, and I'm gonna be very happy here.
And for those of you that are like, how could you live somewhere that gets 110 degrees during the day? Well, and look at what it is right now, and just in your mind, if you live somewhere that snows or gets gray and cold and icy, just know that whatever the worst is of that winter, this is the worst of everything for us.
It is.
The heat and the wind. So in my mind, I know I'm crazy, but I would rather have the heat and the wind. Now, I do love the places that you live that have snow because the summertime is gorgeous. But at the same time, like, the sun's up till 9, 10 p.m. I can still golf even though it's hot outside. It's nice. So yeah, there's my little pitch and plug for living in the desert when it's hot. And people say, how could you live there? Because of this. It's beautiful. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a few more videos of the home. We have some things inside the house that are beautiful and are fun. I'm kind of sad that we're not gonna have home videos anymore.
I know, I don't know what's the next series meant to be. We have
not a house build.
Not a house build.
All right, full disclosure, we're filming this after 2 days of filming, and we filmed in the morning very, very early, but I wanted there to be sunlight on this whole setup, so this is literally the last thing that we filmed for this video. And it's really relaxing. I'm genuinely like, they're rocking. It's like I'm a little baby in one of those little pods, and they shake you around. I might just take a nap for an hour or two on my day bed. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you like our yard. And if you don't like it, just tell me you like it in the comments. If you don't like it, give me the most sarcastic comment ever about how much you like it. But yeah, but it feels like it's real. That sounds like a fun thing to look at in the comments.